Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another Friday night edition of Grant Iron Power Hour After Hours. Today's it's going to be unfiltered.
Yeah.
Very.
I think this week, all the stuff that I sent you most of this week, by the way, on iHeartMedia.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a chance to look at it.
Yeah, I had. I looked at it today.
Especially today's topic.
Oh boy. Start us off.
Cowherd says he has better quarterbacks than Rodgers.
Jesus.
I couldn't even read it.
And it seems reading it would really feel like you will need a root canal.
It was today.
Yeah, reading it will make you want to have a root canal.
Yeah.
Especially what I read actually today that was posted on CBS Sports yesterday. It turned out that the mayor of Chicago says that the mayor of a city in Chicago says the Bears are seriously considering moving out of Soldier Field.
Excuse me. I understand Soldier Field looks more like a freaking spaceship than an actual football facility because they've done some remodeling of that thing.
Yep.
Unless they're thinking on putting a new stadium downtown.
Nope.
That is a football shrine.
They're talking about leaving Soldier Field to go play in this mayor's hometown.
No, wait. Wait. Are they trying to move a professional football team to Schaumburg?
No. They're moving a team 30 miles outside of Chicago. They're moving the team to Arlington Heights.
I understand it's a booming metropolis down there.
Yeah.
But Bear fans are not going to take a 30-mile drive to Arlington Heights just to watch the Columbia football team. They're not.
Yeah.
Bear fans, they've had that team forever.
Since 1971. But it looks like that the mayor of Arlington Heights is having a stadium built there already. They're considering it because there's 326 acres in Arlington Heights.
Well, yeah, I can see why, but couldn't you pick another spot at least that's right in Chicago?
Where can they put them?
To me, building for building's sake doesn't make any sense.
True.
To me, trading for trading's sake, unless you have a plan in place, makes absolutely no sense to me at all.
That's true.
A lot of this doing this crap for just because you can and you can throw your money around.
Yep.
How about putting that money towards getting a winning product on the field, help your community?
Yep.
Things like that.
Yep. And the News Tennessee Times acquisition Isaiah Weaver. Well, this week he got himself arrested.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind, I talked to a guest of mine on the podcast as we closed up about this topic. And there's a couple of shady things that don't make sense to me.
True.
There's some shady stuff in that report. Now, I'm going to put this ball in your court because for me, there's something here that does not add up at all. This happens on the 14th. With the police already at the scene. This woman says she got hit and got knocked out. Well, I understand you get knocked out. But where's the proof of you getting hit? And another problem. you wait for just over a week to then file a complaint, a police report?
The only thing that I have to say is, unless she was wearing a body cam,
and you make that report immediately while the police are at the scene,
or if I see Weaver's car had a dashboard cam, which I kind of doubt it.
I doubt it. I mean, I doubt it too, because there's some shady stuff in that report. That, to me, does not make any sense. I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious here, okay? I'm not trying to put blame or nothing.
So even I'm not. But it seems more sketchy, to say the least.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question. You wait 8 days before you make the police report.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I don't understand. There's some fishy dealing going on with that report.
That's true.
I mean, I want to see more coming out of this. I mean, I would like to see more of this report. You know, I'm not jumping to conclusion. I'm just asking the question here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't wait just over a week to make the report. You don't.
True. But that was sketchy. That was sketchy. To me. That is sketchy.
I mean, now, as a female, I understand, I know, like, a lot of people are going to take the woman's side and so on and so forth. I get all that. But as a male, as a female, as a human being, you got to ask yourself the following question.
Number one.
Would you do the same thing in this situation? Anybody with the soul, I'd probably bet you about 90% would say no.
And then 5% would say yes.
Unless you're a conniving, scheming dirtbag.
Yep.
Anybody worth their salt is not going to make that claim. And especially wait for 8 days for that claim to actually come out.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
Yep. And also in some other news, about 14 days ago, this was around the time of the draft, Alejandro Villanueva. He has left Pittsburgh, and he's now on the Ravens squad.
Oh, Lord.
And he's throwing shade right back at Pittsburgh.
Like the AFC North didn't already get hot and heavy.
This is going to be a problem.
This whole AFC North is going to be... You thought the AFC North was rough and tumble last year, the year before that, the year before that. Don't be shocked if we have fight upon fight upon fight. Oh, and speaking of fights...
Oh, boy.
We normally don't talk hockey on this show.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the old school Rangers and Capitals getting into brawls. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. There were 12 fighting majors on that game.
You and every single hockey head in the country loves that.
Hey, I don't like fighting for fighting's sake. I don't. But if there's a reason and there's somebody being a pain in the can and you're feeling like it's not getting taken care of, sometimes you got to take care of it yourself.
True.
And the Rangers felt like Tom Wilson crossed the line, so they're like, you know what, we're just going to take care of this ourselves.
Yeah.
And the officials aren't doing anything, we'll just do it for them. And boy, what a rip-snorting brawl they had.
Oh, Lordy. Now, this just in. Jason McCourty has left New England as of yesterday. Guess where he's at?
I couldn't begin to guess.
He's Tua's newest teammate.
Dolphins are still not winning that division because, to be honest with you, I didn't like the Dolphins draft. I mean, I like the receiver, but after that, it went downhill.
Now, what is cut? He had his Gatorade. Put some on there. I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh,
so right here, baby. I got pee-pee.
Oh, and there he goes.
I forgot pee.
I mean, let's say for argument's sake, let's say out of all 32 teams, which 3 or maybe 5 teams can do better? Turn my light back on, boy. With the draft and why?
Here's the thing. Unless the Dolphins can figure out how to get see, now that Ryan Fitzpatrick's no longer there, Brian Flores is going to have an interesting decision to make.
True.
Because Tua's going to have to stop being spoon-fed.
Mm-hmm.
This is his second season. And if he can't pick it up now, the Dolphins have wasted another QB pick. There's no more spoon feeding, no more training wheels, no more holding your hand.
Yep.
Get your juice.
For Tua, it's time to put up or shut up. It's that simple.
Well, give it to me. Give it here.
So my first pick personally, it will have to be the team who's got more drama than keeping up with the Kardashians at the moment.
The Miami Dolphins.
Them and the Houston Texans.
Oh, the Houston Texans have had more drama since Days of Our Lives. all my children. All my children. One life to live and Y&R put together.
Screw Young and the Restless. That's got more drama than Melrose Place.
Or 90210.
Not the new version.
Back when it was actually on TV.
Not the new version.
The old, exactly. We ain't talking about the reboots. Nah. We ain't talking reboots. Nah. We ain't talking reboot BS.
No. And before we get into our next set of picks, I want to switch it over right quick from the gridiron to the boxing ring as Logan Paul, YouTube nut job, is going to take on the undefeated ex-heavyweight champion Floyd Money Mayweather.
Speaking of that?
But the thing is, here's what I want to know. What in the blue fuck was Jake Paul thinking by taking the man's hat off his head?
Well,
do you got a death wish, motherfucker? That man's got a fist that knocked out the big
Simmons last night with Myron Metcalf filling in for Freddie last night. He basically ripped boxing a new one. Because boxing's kind of sucking badly. What was the last good boxing match you bought on pay-per-view?
Me?
I'll wait.
Here's the answer. None, because what's the point? These days, boxers have to be checked to make sure they're not actually cheating to win. Which one boxer in particular had cheated to win against Manny Pacquiao, and Pacquiao called him on his BS.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the bullshit move that Jake Paul did. Disrespecting Floyd Money Mayweather by talking smack to his face and then taking his hat. There's 3 things you don't do to Floyd Money Mayweather. You don't talk about his fiance. You don't talk smack in his face, and you don't ever touch nothing that belongs to him. Man, I even seen on live national television what his right hand can do. And most people would know what I'm talking about. He took his right hand and brought a 7'4", 541-pound man down to his level and knocked him out.
All Floyd Mayweather's gonna do is just play defense. He ain't got to do much.
Yeah, the only thing Logan Paul's gonna do is tire himself out, and Floyd Mayweather's just gonna hit him.
Floyd ain't gonna be that stupid now. Come on, you know Mayweather ain't gonna be that stupid.
Nope.
Come on.
And then
he may be in his 40s, but he's 50-0 for a reason.
Yep. And let's make quick decisions and good ones.
He is smart. He is a boxing tactician.
Yes. And from the boxing
And a
ring,
lot of folks hate that type of boxing.
and from the boxing ring
That's
to
right.
the square circle, guess who is now signed up as a wrestler? And he's a little bit more out of shape than you think.
I can't begin to imagine.
Yeah, I give you a hit. I'm the boxer's greatest man. Look at me, man. He hit me in my face. Look at me, man. He hit me in my eye. Look at me, man.
Mike Tyson.
Yep.
God.
Mike
Tyson was once the most feared man in all of boxing.
Now everybody's afraid that he's going to either spit on them.
Now he's got nothing more than a shell of himself.
Now they're afraid he's going to spit on them, or he's going to spit his teeth out when he talks.
Oh, please.
And believe me, I've seen plenty of people spit out a tooth. Take Oscar, for example. She let a 41-year-old woman kick her in the mouth, and her tooth came out.
I did.
She was about to turn this sad woman into this woman's 41 years old, okay? She was about to turn her from a 41-year-old to an 81-year-old in the span of 5 minutes by putting her feet on the bottom turnbuckle with the padding off and the metal exposed with her teeth on it, minus mouth guard. She was about to stump her head in. You want to talk about light flashing before your eyes? That will be it.
She's crazy, y'all. Stop it.
Yeah, but there's a reason why they call her the Empress of Tomorrow. And not because she's a tactician, because she is nuts. I wouldn't be surprised when that woman will have red or green mist in her mouth to spit in somebody's face. Heck, and if Charlotte Flair learned from what happened 2 years ago to her, here it is. Her, Ronda Rousey, and Becky Lynch, all 3 of them got arrested. All 3 of them tried to beat up the cops. They were kicking each other in the face with their feet. And the one clever clapback line of Becky Lynch was, "You kiss my foot, you little weirdo."
Like that.
Yes. And that will be before. And still, to the life of me, I don't understand how she did it, but she managed to get out of the back seat into the front seat, hands still handcuffed behind her back, start up the car, and drove it.
Now that's impressive.
Yeah.
Now let's give folks an inside view of what is developing as we head towards the season.
Well, yes, folks. We're supposed to be going on the road to Wichita to Topeka against the to Topeka Twisters. But 3 things have happened. Number 1, apparently the field was going to be used for a high school graduation.
Oops.
Number 2, the person who was supposed to buy the Twisters. No, buy the Wichita. Supposed to buy the team out of Wichita. Something happened in Wichita too.
So the deal fell through there.
Yeah, the people who were supposed to buy the Bandits, they flaked.
So the Bandits are basically stuck in the wind right now.
The Bandits are basically stuck without a new coach.
Dang. So now there could be 2 teams in the state of Kansas that Middle Tennessee could not play.
There will be teams that Middle Tennessee can play. The thing is, it's our main game against Topeka, which was going to have to be pushed far back.
My guess is going to be the New Orleans game, which is supposed to be the last week of the year, probably gets moved up a week.
Yep.
So
I'm guessing
the game we're supposed to have on May 12th gets moved up to May 29th. To June 29th as the
final game.
Game of the week for our season opener instead.
That was the May 29th game, which means if it's getting pushed up our week 2 bye week, we're going to have the first bye week instead of Oklahoma. So our week 3 game is going to be pushed up to week 2.
So that's going to be May 5th.
June
5. My bad. So basically, we lose our bye week.
Not necessarily. Our bye weeks get punched up.
Well, the first bye week we don't play on the 29th. So
yeah, and then we still have our second one.
That means the game that's supposed to be on the 19th gets moved up to the 12th.
Yeah.
And the game that I think we're supposed to get another bye week. What, on the 26th?
Yeah.
I think we lose that too. Because that game on the let's see, what was it? So I think we probably get another bye week on the 26th and July 3rd.
Yeah, it was actually the July 3rd because it's Independence Day. Everybody's getting a bye week.
So the only game that gets moved, the only games that get moved, it was May 5th we get to play now instead
May
of
20 June.
So May 5. Wait.
June. The season starts May 29th.
Yeah, but now we're out of that slot.
Yeah. And I had to let Sean know which day I want to choose. And I don't know which day to choose.
Well, what options did he put on the table?
He didn't put no options. He asked me to pick a day that I would feel comfortable. Or here's another option he might have thought of. And he has thought of this one. That we play on neutral territory, meaning heading to Kansas City.
That could work. I could see that being a possibility. That's about an 8-hour trip.
Yeah,
it's the same amount of time.
It says 2 hours. It says 2 hours. So
you just chop off 2 hours, just beat it Kansas City.
Poof. Problem solved.
We can solve that problem. Instead of playing in Topeka, we play Kansas City. And if we had to do it again for Wichita, then we do that too.
Yeah, we're still playing Wichita in Wichita. They just ain't got no coach.
Well, okay.
Something bad. I don't know what happened.
Talking business on the pod.
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, let's leave that to another time.
Huh?
We'll talk after this pod because it's getting loose.
I think we pretty much solved the problem.
Yeah.
But
also, and now we're going back to the gridiron and back to the talk of our draft. Yep. My second pick, which I think can actually do better, and I'm sorry to say, you'll be the PTST Pest, the New York Pest.
Well, I like what they did because at least they're giving Zach Wilson the keys to the car right off the bat.
Yep.
They gave him some offensive line help. They did some finagling and shuffling
and thank God got rid of Sam Darnold, the ginger Ronald McDonald.
Could be the QB to start the season with Carolina Panthers. The Houston Texans got Davis Mills. Now, my question is this. How quickly can Deshaun Watson get his suits or lack of suits resolved? And find a way to either play in Houston or finagle a trade.
Yeah, but that's going to be one problem. The GM doesn't want to let him go.
But he wants out. Deshaun Watson has basically said in no uncertain terms.
He wants out of Houston.
Rodgers and Watson are pretty much the same identical product. Here's the thing. If Rodgers gets traded, that is a pretty good black mark for Gutekunst to get fired. I mean, I was listening to the show before Vanity Baseball came on, and I told him, I'm like, you know what? The draft that they're doing now, they should have been doing this 3 years ago. They went all defense in the first round. Then they overreached for a quarterback they could have had in day 3. And I'll ask the question again, like I did on Saturday night. What GM, unlike the Kraft family, basically when Belichick was still ready to go take a hike, and they got the new quarterback in this year's draft, which was real smooth. And I think Mac Jones is going to be starting by week 4.
Yep.
I think Mac Jones could be starting by week 4. I could see that possibility. You get to week 3, you're sitting at 2-1. Do you pull the trigger and let Mac Jones take over as a starter and ride with him from there?
Yep. So let's take a look at what Deshaun Watson had already lost already. One of them is his big old contract sponsorship with Nike.
Well, yeah.
Which is, believe it or not.
Hold on a second while I go. See if they finished out that payment game. It's down to 72.
No disrespecting the other candidates, but if you can level player of Jokic, so look.
Yes, good. And they win. Yay. Ha.
Apparently Nike has suspended their endorsement contract with Deshaun Watson.
So he has not. So it hasn't been terminated yet.
It's been suspended
until all this stuff gets resolved.
Yeah.
But that does give them their opportunity.
And one of the women whose name is Ashley Solis said she was assaulted and traumatized when she tried to give him a massage in March of last year.
Mm-hmm. A likely story. But here's the question. Well, we'll discuss this after the pod, but
Yep.
We got a lot of things to figure out before we can go.
Yep.
But however, I think Deshaun is going to find a way to get out of Houston because I mean with all the people, with all the things that he lost, with players leaving and
yep.
They're going to see if Cabrera can get the save here. Giving Reyes the night off, see if they can give it a third save. Cardinals trying to make it 4 out of 7 out of their last 9. And expand the lead against us for the 2 full games. Vanderbilt did beat Alabama, thank God, 9-6. As baseball is getting down to the last month of the regular season before postseason gets underway. And we'll be kicking off right while the NCAA Super Regionals, or if it goes by quick enough, the College World Series begins. Which is odd, but okay.
Well, now I bet you folks wanted to know about what happened to Chad Wheeler's ex-girlfriend.
Who?
The girl that Chad Wheeler beat the crap out of.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Apparently his ex-girlfriend, who is black.
Who?
Her ex-boyfriend was former Seattle Hawks offensive lineman Chad Wheeler.
Oh, him.
Yeah. She has spoke to CBS Sports, and she says she wants him to go to prison for what he did.
And she probably has a point.
Yeah, she remained fearful for her life, while Wheeler is still out on a $400,000 bond, which means his bond was at $4 million.
Mm-hmm. Likely story.
Actually, the pictures spoke for themselves. He broke her eye socket, busted her nose, choked her to death, almost choked her to death.
Oh, yeah. See, unlike Isaiah Weaver, there is no doubt about it proof that he's a scumbag. No doubt about it proof.
And I believe, and I will agree with this young girl, Chad Wheeler needs to answer for the crimes he committed. Because
he needs to go. As on Margot's Modern Life, when the guy said go, they mean go.
Yeah.
And he needs to go, like, now.
Yeah. They already cut him loose from the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Unlike Ray Rice, he and Greg Hardy still got jobs in the NFL.
That part I don't get.
Nobody does.
And Ray Rice still hadn't had a chance to play, even though he's been out of the league for almost a decade.
Ray Rice hasn't played. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played.
13 years.
Yep. Jonathan Vilma has been forced to retire after the Bounty Gate scandal that got him locked up.
It's the NFL's version of the MLB of baseball's version of the blacklist.
Yep.
Because once that stuff came to light, Sean Payton had to serve a full year of a suspension. Greg Rice got banned for the rest of his life. Jonathan Vilma got banned for the rest of his life.
Do you see what the pattern is, folks? White guy, black guy, white guy, black guy, white guy, mixed guy.
Mixed.
You see the fucking pattern here we're trying to establish? The NFL is playing the race card by keeping.
And here's the thing. No, I was listening to a Paranormal Chicks. It was like this first story about this black lady who basically got charged over something that some other lady who's a real estate agent in the area who was white. She got away with making all those phone calls and stalking and so on and so forth. But the black lady as a young kid, got charged with harassment.
Yep.
Lady, no, race was involved.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sugarcoat, because race was involved.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They also, and police in Minnesota also compared Jeffrey Toledo to Kyle Rittenhouse, while calling him a 13-year-old man and calling Kyle Rittenhouse a 17-year-old kid. Kyle Rittenhouse is a 17-year-old man he's
a 17-year-old kid who's doing adult things.
Who's running around.
And now they're saying, oh, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know. Oh, BS.
He don't use his unemployment check. Went outside of Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Wait, and by the way, over state line.
Bought a weapon, an AR-15 semi-assault rifle. Came back with it. Shot at protesters. They got 2 protesters killed and 1 injured. But they say he didn't do anything wrong. The devil is a lie. The proof is in the pudding. This was racially motivated. Kyle Rittenhouse knows better.
Whoa.
His mother knows better.
Baseball's got 2 no-nos in progress.
Oh boy.
Wade Miley trying to go a complete game no-no, and Sean Manaea for the Athletics in the 6th has a perfecto going. Wow, look at the pitching in baseball trying to get flat out. Yeah, back to the old days. Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Haven't had 2 no-hitters on the same day in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember the last time in baseball when we actually had 2 no-nos in the same day. 2 perfectos at that.
Mm-hmm. Now, for those of you who are hockey heads,
love hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it.
Remember the long story that I have brought across concerning Mitchell Miller. After he was drafted by the Coyotes, his pass came up.
Mm-hmm. And that first round pick got basically sent bye-bye. His contract, null and void. The team basically decided not to give him his contract.
But here's the thing. The Coyotes decided not to give him his contract long after the news of what he did when he was 14 came to be.
Well, keep in mind, just because they draft you, okay? Let's go ahead and get this out here now. They draft you, but if they find out things about you that's concerning, they do not have to give you the contract.
And
that's what the Coyotes decided to do. They decided not to give Mr. Miller his contract.
Oh no, they already gave him his contract after they drafted him. And Way waited 2 months later to get him rid of him.
Well, hey, guess what? He's either gonna have to go find another team or he's banned from hockey for life.
Oh, he's banned. Because the Arizona Coyotes and the University of North Dakota severed ties with him after his criminal convictions came to be. Because he had physically and mentally assaulted and severely bullied a developmentally disabled African American kid.
Oh yeah, he deserved it. He deserved it.
And here's how it came to be. This was 5 years ago. This was back in 2016.
Yes.
Because back in 2016, him and another classmate were found delinquent in the Ohio Juvenile Court on charges of assault in violation of the Ohio Safe Schools Act. They were accused of forcing a developmentally disabled African American classmate by the name of Isaiah Meyer Carruthers to eat a piece of candy that they wiped along the inside of a urinal and they peed on it. They made this man eat it.
Oh God.
That, when I first heard about that, made my blood boil and it made my teeth hurt. It makes me want to wish that I could take my BB gun, buy a plane ticket.
You're gonna shoot your eye out, kid.
Not mine.
Maybe yours too.
I want to go home alone on this guy and shoot him in the nuts with it.
No, forget the face. Shoot him in the nuts. Forget the face.
Shoot the nuts.
Whatever.
I tried to put that. He's sick. He's been sick. He couldn't breathe out of his nose. He's been like this for weeks.
What's he got?
He can't breathe through his nose. His nose is he's got serious congestion, chest congestion, and he's only one. But here's the thing: they got surveillance, and like I said, they have surveillance video of them kicking and punching him.
Oh, stop. Okay. Gross.
After he got drafted by the Coyotes in the 111th overall in the NHL draft last year, the Arizona Republic had found the bullying incidents. They resurfaced after they published them on a report on Mitchell Miller last October.
I wonder. I wonder how far back on their Twitter that they had to go back just to find this stuff.
Nah, they went back to when he was 14 years old.
Oh yeah.
So he was 18 when the Coyotes drafted him.
Well, all the social media stuff is already in play at that point.
Yep. Apparently, the Arizona Republic published an in-depth report on him back last October. The Republic expose also revealed that Miller frequently used the words nigger and brownie to refer to him, and often told him to go pick their cotton.
Moving on.
Yeah. The Coyotes initially defended him, saying they decided to be part of the solution in a real way, and to help get him grow from this incident and become a leader against bullying and racism. Although General Manager Bill Armstrong didn't draft him, he expressed the team's desire to provide him with a second chance. And despite apologizing to all 31 teams, that even includes the Nashville Predators, Mitchell Miller never did apologize to Mitchell Carruthers. He never apologized to this kid at all. Or to the kid's family. In a letter addressed to the Coyotes, Isaiah's own mother, Joni, found his comments demeaning to her son, saying that while his classmate apologized to him, Miller himself did not. A juvenile court magistrate in Ohio concluded that he had absolutely no remorse whatsoever, and merely upset that.
And they're right.
And merely that was merely upset that his reputation would be damaged by this situation, and as a result, the Coyotes received widespread criticism for drafting him, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
Everybody was on their Twitter page, and they got hella blacklashed. So long story short, this ultimately leading to the Coyotes renouncing their draft rights to him, cutting ties with him. He was also dropped from the University of North Dakota's hockey team on the direct orders of University President Andrew Armacost. He was, however, still in good standing academically and was allowed to continue his classes. He just can't play sports no more. He can't play hockey no more. He's persona non grata.
He's persona non grata. Like the mob, persona non grata. He can finish up. He can finish up his academia,
but you ain't got no hockey career to fall back on, and ain't no hockey team.
Let's see, Home Depot, McDonald's, Burger King, gas stations. There's plenty of opportunities there. It's not going to give you a chance to make millions in hockey, unless you go to a high school league.
That one you won't let him do that. See, Mitchell Miller, he no longer when his hockey contract went bye-bye, so did any future endorsement deals he might have had. Under Armour, Adidas, Nike. You name it.
We already know big companies that work, gonna.
You name it, it's gone.
Pick him back up. No, you already knew that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I could actually compare that man to another man that I have Googled up on. But let's just say the things that he did and the person he did it to rivals the bullying incident that Mitchell Miller did.
Ew.
But unlike this dude, Mitchell Miller didn't do that. This guy, let's just say he kept his daughter locked up in an underground basement for almost a quarter of the century.
Oh, kind of like that Guido guy.
No,
that kidnapped that Dugas girl. Ew.
No, and this was actually led to a TV movie that I saw last night called A Girl in the Basement. This was based on an actual true story.
That wasn't the movie about that girl Jessica Dugas, right?
No, not JC DeGard. Not JC DeGard. This was long before JC DeGard. This happened in Austria in 1984. This happened in Austria in 1984.
Holy smokes.
The girl at that time was 18. The person who did this to her was her own biological father.
Okay, shut up. Stop. Ew, ew, gross. Stop.
Yeah.
You're BSing me right now.
No, I'm not. As the end result, she had 7 kids by her own father.
Yeah.
One of them was dead.
Okay, I just had dinner not too long ago.
Ugh. Yeah. Long story short, he's in jail for the rest of his life. He's 85 years old.
And by the way, while he's in jail for the rest of his pathetic life, I hope and pray to God all those inmates basically beat the holy snot out of him. And
they did more than that.
I don't feel sorry for this poor sap either.
They did more than that. When he got sent there, he got the label of the country's most infamous inmate, and nobody wants to go near him with a 10-foot pole. They have beat his ass. They beat his ass, and they put him in solitary confinement because he's in the jail for the criminally insane.
Well, let's see. He should get no solitary confinement.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not. He's. But the thing is, he's up for parole in 3 years.
No.
They gave him life. He's up for parole in 3 years from now.
Excuse me. This man who did this to this girl,
his own daughter,
is up for parole in 2024
at the age of 89.
What's the point? No.
His daughter's now 52 years old. It took her and them other 3 kids over a year to get back into normality, into society, because they've been locked in the basement for 24 years. She has.
Keep in mind, all that trauma, guess what? That ain't going away anytime soon.
No, because the other 3 were living upstairs.
She and those kids got to live with that for the rest of their lives.
Not the other 3. The other 3 were living upstairs, didn't even know what happened to their siblings and their mother downstairs in the basement. And you want to know what the end result is? A couple bought the house, filled that basement up with cement, so it can never be used ever again.
Thank you, Jesus. Somebody was smart.
Yeah, they turned that house into a Airbnb with a sealed up basement.
Must have been listening to Secret Sauce.
Yeah.
On the first
they sealed that basement. They didn't even know how suspicious this man was back in the 70s when he asked for a permit to extend his basement. And now,
disgusting.
Yeah, and they found out why.
And he turned it into a dud ew.
No.
He turned it into a sex dungeon.
Yeah, he tortures his daughter on a regular basis.
Oh, shut up. Okay, move on.
Yeah.
No.
Let's get that out of the way, folks. Because long story short, he does not need to be out. Let's go. The point I'm trying to make is that, like I say,
Miley has completed the no-no.
Yeah, like we said before, anything you do, whether you're an athlete, an actor, or a regular ordinary person, you got choices and consequences, y'all. It's up to you how you do it.
Hey, people. That's just disgusting.
Yeah. Because if I see this dude here in Tennessee,
if I see this dude,
I'm going to kill him first.
There's no telling what I could do to that dude.
They ain't no telling. I'm going to go on him. I'm going to go ham on a biscuit on him, Soprano style. Put some concrete shoes on him and throw him right into the Cumberland River and let him drown.
Woke up this morning and got himself a gun. Thank you, Tony Soprano.
Forget about it.
I love it.
No, because if I see him in Tennessee, I'm going to prove to everybody out there who think that's because I talk like this thinking I'm a New Yorker. I'm going to act out this. I'm going to act out this for y'all people.
Abuse and basically it's like attention all angry people.
I'm
the target we have in mind being destroyed today.
No. In other news, that jack-off who got parole winds up dead encased in cement shoes. Nah, I'm gonna do y'all better. I'm gonna do you better. I'm going to hack him up to bits, encase his body parts in cement, and just throw the pieces into the river. In separate places.
Wait. Back up. When was this? And who is this jackoff?
All right, this case was one of Austria's most infamous cases that was talked about back in 2008. The guy's name is Joseph Fritzl, who's now go by Joseph Meerhoff because he's got dementia, advanced dementia.
Perfect game over, but the dono is still intact.
Not so much, because according to the psychiatrist, and this is the psychiatrist that refuted his claim that he was only doing this to protect his daughter from the outside world.
Yeah, blah.
If you ask me, his daughter is better safe with the outside world than with him.
In that sociopathic, narcissistic nonsense.
And the reason why he was like this, he blamed it on his mother, who he also killed.
Oh, shut up.
No, he locked her up in the attic and sealed it off.
And this is Mother's Day weekend of all.
No.
Okay.
Let's move along. Move along before I go all New York and act like a New Yorker and talk like a New Yorker. Forget about it. Which pretty much what this whole world wants to do is forget about that. They want to forget all about this crap. Because he makes everybody else look normal. This guy's the most narcissistic piece of shit.
Oh, we've had narcissists. Oh yes, we've had our fair share of narcissism.
But this guy
takes the cake.
Fuck the cake. Fuck the cake. This guy takes the fucking cannoli.
Man, forget cannolis, even though I'd like to get one.
Forget the cannolis. Pasta for zoo. Eat like a whole freaking calzone. Now that makes me want to have a calzone. I'm not Italian.
Yeah, really. I ain't Italian, but I like lasagna.
Mamma mia. That's a spicy meatball.
Like, dude, I'm not Italian, but I like lasagna and spaghetti. It's true.
I like too, but I want to make sure I want to eat my food.
I like pizza too.
This guy makes Jay's Whitey Bulger look like a Boy Scout.
He makes Whitey Bulger. He makes the Teflon Don and
John Wayne Gacy look normal.
Oh, and speaking of Mafia, by the way, in season 4 of Mafia, the podcast nerd starts this Wednesday. Looking forward to
We're gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Because he basically said, he's like, what makes you so special? Everyone got so happy. I got all happy when you were out.
Yeah, and for all you mafiosos out there, I'm pretty sure none of you have ever heard of a TV show called Mob Wives. But there is one mob wife in particular. She's the only black woman married into the mob.
Oh, you talking about
Deandra Nicosia. I'm talking about her, baby.
There were a few mob queens up at Gangsta's Marriage with Most Evil.
Yeah, but she's the first ever black mob queen.
Which one? D. Wright?
No, her name is Dion Nicosia. Her husband.
I don't remember her.
Yeah, she's the only black female Dawn in the mob. She was married in a Genovese crime family.
Oh, wait. You're talking about the Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that one. Season 1 of Mob Queens. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anna Genovese.
Yeah. She held it down while he was still in prison.
If she were a dude, she'd have some serious nuts.
Oh.
Anna Genovese, if she were a dude, she would have some serious cojones. I mean, seriously.
Oh, she had some serious cojones, all right.
All the crap that she did oh my lord.
Oh, she has some serious cojones, all right. She beat up her husband's ex-wife.
Holy mofo.
And she was a black, she's been doing things on her own since she was 16. She lied about her age and working at a bar where she met her husband.
Uh-huh.
And from there,
and if I'm not mistaken, her hubby killed this dude in their apartment complex.
Yeah.
Left the body out there, dude. Left the body like.
This guy makes the Bravo look like a bunch of Boy Scouts in comparison.
This dude makes the Irish mob look normal.
This guy makes the German mob look like Boy Scouts. They make the Latin Kings.
The Boy Scouts. I've been hearing more cases of abuse in the Boy Scouts of America. Forget that.
They make the Latin King. No. They make the Latin Kings look like a double Dutch team.
Man, please. The Genovese made the family look like a bunch of individualized idiots.
Yeah, and it's like what we said before, folks. And no matter if you're an athlete, an actor, or just a regular ordinary schmuck, choices and consequences, everybody has them. It's up to you to make the choice.
Everyday ordinary schmuck.
You got choices and consequences. What you do depends on you. Don't be like the schmuck known as the monster of Amistad. And he was a monster for what he did. And you want to know why them inmates beat him up? Because all them inmates in there are fathers.
Mm-hmm.
And the father's number one rule is to always protect their daughters.
Rule 1.
Protect your daughter no matter what.
Protect your kids, no matter if it's male or female. Oh, what makes you kill? I'm watching this podcast about these brick douchebags that kill sons and they kill daughters. And they don't get caught for years.
Man. And even American parents go to jail for killing their kids.
We got enough terrorists.
We got a lot about those. Moms and dads alike. Christian Longo. He took the coward's way out before the police arrested him after he don't kill.
Put a bullet in his brain, kind of like the other guy from 2 weeks ago. He didn't want to go back to jail, so he took the easy way out. The police were trying to get him to arrest him. He put one shot to loaded the bullet in the chamber, pulled the trigger back,
and boom!
Jack, you're dead. Police shot, and he died immediately at the scene.
Yeah, but there was a reason why Christian Longo killed his wife and kids, because his wife found out that he was being investigated for fraud.
Mm-hmm.
He had heavy duty construction equipment.
He had,
but he couldn't make the payments on it, and they were repossessing it. So he don't fraudulently fill out a bunch of bank papers to get loans. It wasn't until the police caught up to him, his wife found out that the creditors were coming after him. And then he realized his wife knows a little bit too much.
She basically had to offer.
Yeah, he offed her. He offed the kids. The kids are innocent in all this. Kids are always going to be innocent in all this. They don't have no reason to suffer on the parents' mistakes. What this man did.
Very inexcusable, if I do say so myself. Yes.
He not only shot his wife and kids, he put their bodies in suitcases.
And speaking of, if we're talking about sociopaths, John List also killed his wife and his family because he was in problems with debt, and he thought his family was going to hell. And he shot his wife, his kids, and his elderly mother.
Lord have mercy.
Turned the AC up to full volume to slow decomposition. Had them all in the room. And on top of sleeping bags.
Yeah, but there was also one. There was also one crime. There was also one American family crime that makes. Let's just say this guy not only killed his wife, he killed his mom, his dad, his grandmother, and his kid. And his brothers and sisters.
I think I remember that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky DeDeo.
We have been watching way too much court TV.
Yeah, but it shows. And folks, case in point, if you watch I Almost Got Away with It, there's even some guys who almost got away with everything, but the thing is, they're still alive. But they're idiots.
But they still got caught there.
Everybody remember Philip Morris, right?
Well, if they don't,
watch those movie Thanks for Smoking.
Yeah, go watch the show.
It details his life, how he stabs his ex-boyfriend in a parking lot.
My dad, cheapskate.
Then there was a guy who actually thought he got away with it by going around like a dead man.
I mentioned some people probably thinking, why are they even talking about this in the podcast? Well, it's Friday. We got nothing else better to do until tomorrow.
Yeah, this is all unfiltered. One guy went to a step further to make sure the police don't know who he is. And if you think
he tried.
No, he didn't try. He actually did. He got rid of his own fingerprints.
Dang.
How he did it will make Folks, here's a disclaimer. What I'm about to tell you will make you not want to eat nothing else. He took hydrochloric acid and literally burnt his fingerprints.
And by the way, that's the same hydrochloric acid that was on Unusual Suspects in an episode where a dude died because the acid ate his skin off.
Yeah, he did that, and he got his dead man's social security number and ID, and got an ID with him.
Oh, so he's a murderer and identity fraud, and he's got identity fraud. Ain't that great?
Yep. Until his face, that's one thing he forgot to do. He forgot to do his homework.
Yep.
If a person is dead, make sure the police doesn't find that dead person's body whose identity you just stole.
All right, I think on that note, let's at least get one happy one for the road.
Yeah. As we go down this walk of Valley Life, we call life to almost somewhat normalcy. Remember this: practice social distancing.
If you're allowed to get the vaccine, the Moderna or whatever they call it, get it. I had mine too.
I got mine. I'm getting my second one in 2 weeks.
Hey you.
Stay at least 6 feet apart if you have to. Wear a mask.
And please, by all means, take care of yourself and each other.
Wash your hands, cause you each other got. Otherwise, this world really would have went to hell a long time ago.
Nightmare. The Gridiron Power Hour after hours is back next week, but we got Nightmares All Access tomorrow for you and yours.
Yes, and remember, if you got a Twitter, go to Twitter. Go to our Twitter page,
Twitter and Facebook.
Hashtag Ask Nightmares Anything.
That will be for the All Access show.
But remember our rules.
Please.
Keep them clean.
Yeah, within reason.
Keep them tactless.
Our hashtag.
Or if they're a little goofy are they goofy?
There will be consequences.
If they're goofy, we might answer them. But if they're offensive, vulgar,
derogatory, or anything that we think that could be something that could be offensive,
we will not answer them. You will be blocked.
And it will be reported.
And you would, and you try to be a subscriber, I will cancel your subscription. You want to try me? Don't let my small exterior fool you. I am a crazy person. I am going to be crazy because you'll see me go ham on a biscuit on you in a minute.
Now I think they can still listen, but they just won't be allowed to ask questions.
Yep. Because you would be blocked.
We deem it disturbing enough to where it should not be asked. Now,
because I'm going to tell you this
section on the Facebook page, leave your questions there. Twitter, you can type in Ask Nightmares Anything for Nightmares All Access.
And we will answer them. Or stay tuned tomorrow.
Question for a Nightmares player that you want from our podcast to be asked for them. Use the hashtag Ask Us Anything.
And we will do best to answer them. Who knows? And we can answer any question too, like what's your favorite color too? What's your favorite 4-letter curse word? But we will not answer things that are derogatory, degrading, demeaning, and offensive.
It will get reported.
And you will never listen to this again.
Well, we may have to tweak that a little bit because I don't want to feel like we're just like giving them just one warning. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah. And if you want to listen to any of our old podcasts,
your folks are like, oh my god! So basically, if we say something derogatory, we're not going to be allowed to ask any questions. Well, no, but we might tweak that, and we may give you. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
As a part of BidNets. But for now,
yeah. And if you want to listen to any of our old pods, please, folks, go on. Remember, most of our pods on YouTube have been unrestricted. So you gotta be over 18 to listen to those. But you can listen to them on Spotify and iHeartRadio.
If you dare. Or if we put them on the Odyssey app, the AUDACY app yet.
Yep.
I don't know.
You can listen to your heart's content.
I don't know if we put them on Odyssey or TuneIn yet.
Not yet. But if we do, you can listen to those to your heart's content.
Well, if we do, then they'll just pick up where, you know.
What?
And oh yeah, hope we can get on Pandora eventually pretty soon too.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, all right.
We're done.
Yep. And until next Friday.
Be safe.
And we'll see you next week, you mofos.
You morons.